Hey fellow Vault dwellers, it's Angry Turtle, and today I'm going to tell you everything I know about hunting rifle. And as usually, this weapon is hiding some secrets that you need to know about if you want to use it. But let's start step by step. Location, guarantee legendary, plans, modifications, all of that. First, you will probably stumble across short hunting rifle quite often as Scorch are dropping them, but you have a chance to get a legendary hunting rifle if you will follow the Wayward questline. This questline will not only give you a legendary at the very end, but on the way as well you will get a plan to craft short hunting rifles. Therefore, it's a good way to start, although keep in mind, if you want your legendary hunting rifle to be max level, wait until you will be level 50 before you will use a token during Wayward questline. I will not spoil the questline, but I will tell you one thing. You will get a token and there will be like 5 or 6 machines where you will be able to use this token. You have only one token. Therefore, if you want anti-armor, VATS crit damage, that's a 2-star legendary hunting rifle, you need to use this token for a rifle machine and you will get it. Now, about the plans and modifications, most of the modifications you will unlock by scrapping hunting rifles, but there are exceptions, and for those exceptions you will need to buy plans. Vendor bot chat that's located in here at Camden Park is one of the bots that is selling those plans. There is more bots that can sell you those plans, but this is the one that sells them, and I will show you. You don't need to visit all the vendor bots, just one to buy all of the plans. And if we scroll, he does sell hunting rifle plan. As you can see, those plans are not expensive, and he does sell all the modifications for 50 receivers and 38 receivers that are not available from scrapping, as well as some night vision scopes that are not available from scrapping. Then here you can buy those if you want them. Now let's go over crafting requirements and what you need to know about the best possible modifications. You will find this gun under machine guns, and it is quite high on the top. Short hunting rifle. You can craft level 1, that's the lowest possible, and if you will not find enough from mobs to scrap for mods, you can craft a bunch of level 1 and scrap them. It's quite cheap to craft, there is no requirements really. No requirement, just a little bit of scrap. Level 50 of course costs you more, but if you want to make legendaries, crafting level 50 is recommended, especially with very high intelligence to get a good durability weapon before you made it legendary. On the crafting tab, you can get as well Brotherhood Recon Rifle. The problem here is that's basically a hunting rifle that is just already modified with mods you can see in here. The downside is, if you choose to craft this one, you cannot make it legendary. Therefore, it's quite useless unless you want to give it to low-level players. There is no other purpose at this moment to use Brotherhood Recon Rifle apart from unique name. It's the same as short hunting rifle with modifications. That's it. Now, about the best modifications. You have a huge selection of receivers that you can install, and they do require some ranks of the gunsmith to be installed. And there is one special info here about the receivers. For whatever reason, in case of this weapon, from like last 2 or 3 patches, something happened and Prime Receiver is offering multiplicative damage bonus. Therefore, you can see it's more than Hardened Receiver. And usually, those two for any other rifle offer exactly the same damage. Not the case for the hunting rifle. I don't know if this will be like that forever. It is like that at this moment, and your Prime Receiver is a superior choice over all other receivers. If anything will change in the future, probably 50 caliber receiver will be the best one, as this is like the second option with a high damage and of course super cheap ammo. If you'll be using 50 cal ammo, that's ultra cheap. And there is a bunch of 50 caliber receivers, although just a regular 50 caliber receiver is offering slightly higher damage for whatever reason than other 50 caliber receiver. I'm expecting something is bugged out in here, but for this moment the Prime is your best option. Regular 50 caliber is your second option. About the barrel choices, The same rules as with other weapons apply, therefore for VATS, a line will reduce your AP cost. If you are not using VATS, as this is a sniper, true long barrel will be your option for manual aiming. About the stock, similar situation. A line is a combo that you can use in VATS and out of VATS. Forceful is really good for VATS and increased durability, and true stock is really good if you only manually aim. About the magazine options, perforating magazine is in my opinion the best option for this weapon, as this will increase your damage due to extra armor penetration, and using hunting rifle you really want to kill enemies in one shot, therefore maximizing damage is more important than reducing AP cost or increasing reload speed. That's my number one option, and I don't see use case for any other magazines at this moment. About the scopes, you use the one that you feel the most comfortable with. There is no downside between different scopes. The only important info, if you mainly use your weapon in VATS, one of the reflex sights will be your pick, as that's like 15% reduction to AP cost, like the most significant AP cost reduction that you can get for this weapon. And of course, suppressor is recommended, as extra damage from sneaking is almost necessary if you want to one-shot enemies. There is a bunch of paints. I don't even own all of available paints, but as you can see, Bethesda like to give paints to this weapon, as I have 4 already. Now about ammo crafting. You shouldn't have any problems, as this weapon is firing very slowly and ammo is rather cheap. You will not be using regular 308, that's the worst possible option. You'll be using Adel 50 rounds that you will get 100 per craft without any perks. What's crazy? Or you'll be using ultra sight ammo, and that will be 308, that you will get 96 before any perk bonuses. And as you can see, the fluorescent flux is like the only ingredient that's expensive. And if you craft it with perks, you will easily get around 200 per craft. Therefore, yeah, it lasts for quite a while. Every single flux will last you for quite a while. And of course, you can farm the ammo in daily ops. Now, some more information about the weapon itself before we go over all the legendary effects and we do some combat sample. First, this weapon does offer really solid damage, especially with Prime Receiver. It does offer great accuracy and great range. It's one of the best snipers, at least as long as Prime Receiver is giving multiplicative damage. The fire rate is low, and there is bolt action animation that cannot be avoided. Therefore, there is no sprinting after the shot, nothing like that. You are slowed down, and there is low ammo capacity. There's like 5 bullets. What else do you need to know? There are some bugs associated with using this weapon in first person versus third person, where first person is recommended. And to show you something, I have this Junkies hunting rifle. It's not even modified, but it comes with faster fire rate. Now, look what happens. I'm going into the third person and I will shoot it. 1, 2, 3. Now let's go back to the first person. I'm shooting again. 1, 2, 3. As you can notice, in first person, the extra fire rate works. In third person, it does not. Okay, there is another bug related to first versus third person shooting. First, third person, and let's say I will be aiming for this corpse head. See, I'm aiming for this corpse head, and I will use the sight now. And suddenly I'm aiming somewhere next to his legs, even though I didn't touch my mouse. Plus, the zoom is not very fast. Now I change to the first person. I aim at the head. I press the zoom. It's way faster to go to the scope, and your aim stays on the space you are aiming for. That's additional reason to use this weapon in first person. I don't know if those bugs will be ever fixed. Maybe they will be. Now we'll go for some action with this weapon. I don't have any proper rifleman build equipped at this moment. You can see too low agility and stuff like that, but I have the essential perks equipped, and we'll be going for some showcase with this weapon. I do recommend you to use my sniper build if you are going to use it, and not what I have at this moment. But basically, instigating is really good effect, damage while aiming is really good effect for this weapon, and of course some other effects can be useful, like for prefix I would say blooded, instigating, sometimes maybe something else. I will not go necessary all the time for anti-armor, as there is the case that you have already a lot of armor penetration, and if you are going for regular mobs to shoot them, you will have more than enough, most likely, therefore you will not notice much difference if you use anti-armor. That's why it's not my #1 choice. How many Scorch Beasts in here? Okay, that's not great damage, as you can see on tough, big mobs. You can get much better damage with different weapons, but it does some kind of a job. It does damage, and I was detected, that's a downside. And of course, being detected costs you a lot of damage, then you don't want that to happen. That will cost you a lot of damage. When you are nicely hidden, like for those Scourge, all of them, just a body shot with instigating rifle is enough to put them down. That's, oh. This one, I refuse to die. I think he was outside of my range. Yeah, he's outside of my range. That's the problem. Sometimes you think that as for the sniper, it should be in range, but 200 range in this game is very little. Okay, we should have more reliable damage from our instigating effect now, as they not involve with any combat. That was one shot. That's one shot. That's exactly what we want. Okay, this level 75 was, I think he's walking out of range. Oh, he was still in range. And Doggo. I think I hit leg. That was not enough to get a 100 level Doggo down. Level 63 star is more tanky. That second shot got him. Yes, you can see it's really satisfying to snipe everything with this instigating damage while aiming. If you don't have something like that, anti-armor is not the worst option. It's not the best either, but not the worst option. We'll see if we can get one shots to the head with anti-armor. Oh, that's a 3-star. Definitely we cannot get one shot to the head. 3-star is way too tanky. Okay, don't move. I don't like to shoot moving targets. I prefer snipe immobile targets. It's still not bad. It's like 2 shots to get him down. Okay, the more regular one. Let's see if we can get one to the head level 60. Yes, we can get one to the head level 60. And level 75, can we get one to the head? Yes, we can. Okay, that's not too bad either. Surprisingly effective on those super mutants. Of course, this is a prime receiver on every of those weapons. Now about the 2nd star and the 3rd star. About the 2nd star, of course, damage while aiming really good if you use this weapon as a sniper, not a VATS weapon. Faster fire rate is really nice if you remember to use it in 1st person and not a 3rd person. Apart from that, the last shot can be used. It's not the best one, but definitely can be used because you have like 5 bullets then. Every 5 shots there will be a last shot with a chance to trigger, although it's still like not the best option, as relative damage increase is worse than faster fire rate or damage while aiming. And of course, if you are using this weapon in VATS mainly, VATS hit chance can be helpful, as you can see in here. Even though this weapon only have this last shot, already my accuracy in VATS for those headshots is really good. VATS accuracy for hunting rifle, it's great. Therefore, if you get additional 50% of top of that, it's even better. And now about the 3rd star, you don't have too many options for the 3rd star, as you can go for less AP cost in VATS if you are using it in VATS. You can go for the weapon that's lighter, but due to a lot of modifications you need to put on this weapon, it doesn't really affect weapon weight too much at all. And you can go for break slower, but this weapon naturally is quite durable, therefore you shouldn't have problems with it breaking too fast. That's one of the reasons that this anti-armor crit damage weapon that you can get for free from Wayward Questline is so good, because even though it's a 2-star, the 3rd-star options are really not so important. If you have a 3rd-star option that you like to have on your hunting rifle, let me know. I don't see it necessary to have any at all. Like, it doesn't seem to make much of a difference. And that will be everything you need to know about this weapon. Let me know if you are surprised how effective this sniper actually is. I know that generally snipers are quite underpowered at this moment in Fallout 76, but thanks to this multiplicative damage from Prime Receiver, hunting rifle is actually doing quite well. At least for regular enemies like super mutants, scourge, ghouls, whatever of those enemies doing well. Some tougher enemies like Scourge Beast, not so well, but still you can kill them, therefore it's not too bad either. Let me know what you think. Did you know everything about this weapon? Do you know something I don't know? If you do, please share in the comments section. Everyone probably would like to know what other secrets this weapon is hiding that we don't know about. And for now, that will be everything. Thank you a lot for watching, and as always, see you in the next one.